Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Susie Say That. Today's topic is there is no collaboration with good and evil. I don't care how many songs you make, how many excuses you make, and I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there. There is no collaboration. You can't take evil and then try to collaborate it with good. It's never going to work because evil is a substance of energy on its own. It has its own lane. Good is a substance of its own. It has its own lane. They're separate entities or whatever you want to call them. Energy, you want to call them all these different things. They're separate. They could never. We wouldn't even have a world if good was evil and evil was good. What would separate the two? Ask yourself that. Where is the separation? There has to be a separation for good to prevail over evil and for evil to prevail over good. Because that's what evil tells people, that we're going to prevail over good. And good says, no, I stand alone. We're talking about good and evil. The collaboration that you hear so many people saying it. You hear preachers, you hear teachers, you hear prophetess, you hear the prophet, I hear we can collaborate. And you see people taking even the music and collaborating it with gospel. So you don't even know what you're listening to these days. You could be praising God and thinking that you listen to this song, and this song is really dedicated in honor to evil. They want to make everyone in that box with God. We want to say, oh, they're saved. Oh, yeah, but God knows your heart now. You quit judging them. I'm so over that judging stuff because people judged me when I wasn't saved. They did. She's singing and hollering and hooping and jumping around and stuff and ain't got no salvation in her because tomorrow she's going to be right back in the world. I did that. And I tried to collaborate evil with good. And then say, nobody's perfect. God knows my heart. I want to change. And I'll never forget. One time, the prophetess said, many a times, but this one particular time, she said to me, you like what you're doing. And I said, no. I was screaming and hollering and crying and said, no, I don't like what I'm doing. She said, you do. Because if you did not, you would take and override that within your own spirit. And you have a right to do it. It's in you to do it. But you like what you're doing. And you are not going to be free, Sue, until you admit, I like what I'm doing. And it was like pulling all the teeth out of my mouth to admit that I like what I was doing. But I had to be honest with God if I was going to serve him. And I had to be honest with myself. Why am I staying in these situations if I don't like it? It's free choice. It's free will. And I know people come against that too because they want to collaborate everything. But the point is that I was using evil. And people don't want to call it evil. They want to call it something else. Oh, I was just being a nice person. And, but I wasn't. I was living in sin. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I wanted God to just, forgive me, God. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to do it. But then I would go right back and I would do it again. I was trying to collaborate evil to good and good to evil. And then I would say, you're judging me. So I understand when people say you're judging me and I get all that stuff. I don't even let it bother me because I understand what that is because I used to say it all the time. You're judging me. Nobody's perfect but God. Yeah, but then we forget about the other stuff that the Bible said. Be ye perfect as I am perfect. Be ye holy as I am holy. Why would God tell us to be perfect and be holy? Because perfect is a state. It's the simplicity of I don't do that anymore. I am perfect in that. Because I used to gamble and was addicted to gambling many years in the 90s. I am perfect in that because I don't gamble no more. I've not had desires for it from day one when God totally set me free from it. I'm perfect in that state. That's what perfection is. It is the turning from that which is evil. You can't collaborate them. You can't make evil into good and good into evil. You got to turn from something. Turn inward or turn outward. You turn inward into evil and you turn outward where you don't want the good. It's simple. But we always want to collaborate something, put it in the mix. We want to say God is this and God know my heart. We want to mix evil with good. You know that stuff you do is evil. You do. And I'm just going to touch bases quickly about Halloween because I used to celebrate it with my children. And when my son was about 2 years old, and I've said this on another video, I was done with that. When the pastor showed me the origin and all that goes in with that. It ain't just you practicing Halloween, putting up all these things and having a good time. It is more than that to evil. But then we'll say it's good because we put pumpkins up there. It's thankful. It's thankfulness. So we mix Halloween, we mix Thanksgiving together. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. But I don't judge people on that either because I don't say anything too much about it because I used to practice it. I used to till I learned different. And I said, I don't want no parts of that. When I learned the origin of it, the Celtic, it was more than that because think about it. The Celtics, they had to dress in evil outfits to ward off evil. Does that make sense? You putting on an evil outfit or a costume to ward off evil. It has no seasoning on it. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so get the history and the origin of that before you start collaborating with things. We just can't continue to take evil and turn it into good and take good, and that's what we say it is. And then somehow we want God to bless it. Bless it, God, multiply it. You're asking God to bless evil. And I've done that too. And repented. When I knew better, I said, God, oh no, you're a holy God. But I wanted God to mix and match it. Bring some evil in here a little bit. Rocking and stopping it. And then tomorrow morning I repent and I go along like nothing ever happened. Collaborating. Trying to bring evil with good. We do it. We do it for Halloween. We try to bring Thanksgiving in with it. And then we say, oh, it's just such an innocent holiday, but we don't even understand what's going on, the sacrifices and stuff that's going on with the children that day. We don't understand the spiritual essence of what Halloween is. We don't understand. And I know some of you all say, well, it's all pagan. Christmas is pagan too. For who? But you'll say, you'll try to mix Christmas with Halloween and say, well, if you practice Halloween, you shouldn't practice Christmas. Then you say that, well, that really wasn't no tree. Get your history. Get your history. Do you know what I'm talking about for Christmas? You'll say, well, and for Easter and all these other holidays. And many of them, I don't even celebrate them because I understand what they are. And they say, well, if I'm not giving homage to it, it's not the same. Collaborating. Evil with good, because you are giving homage to it. Because anytime you take something that's evil and try to make it out of something good and say, oh, it's innocent, you are trying to mix a collaboration. You're trying to make evil be good and good be evil. It doesn't work like that. And I'm just here to tell you, if you don't believe me, do the history. For years, I used to come against my pastor about it. He showed me. And then a lot of times he wouldn't even say anything to me. He would just study me bringing different things to debunk all these things that I believed about the innocence of the costume. My kids don't dress in evil costumes. We don't do all that bloody knives. We don't do all that stuff. I put them on little clown suits, angels. They're just fun things. Collaborating, the evil of it all, of what Halloween represents, and then try to say the angels and all this stuff is a good thing. You see that? That's what I used to do until my pastor brought me the information, the historical information about it. And then when I got convicted about it, I said, I'm done with this. My son was 2 years old. We ain't dressing up no more. We ain't celebrating that. Oh, no. And he started showing me pictures and all these other things about the stuff that how the enemy is giving all glory. And that's his holiday. Halloween is his holiday. And they celebrate it big time in the spiritual realm. If you don't believe me, go back, research it. The historical things of Halloween. And then shoot me a message and let me know what you think about it and what you don't think about it. And I'm okay either way because remember, I used to celebrate it. And I don't anymore. But I tried to collaborate for years. I did. I tried to collaborate evil with good, good with evil. And I made up all these excuses. Me and my children carving pumpkins and I'm playing music and I'm all this. And sometimes they would look evil and I'd be like, well, it's just for fun. Hey, this is fun. What are you getting so upset for and so bent out of shape for, Susie? When my pastor then introduced me to new things on it and literature and all this other kind of stuff, I still debunked it. I was like, honey, we like this day. We like celebrating and it's for fun. I don't know why the pastor, he's just old and all these other things. And then the more I came, like my aunt told me about my skirts, the more I came, the more I listened, the more I could not take Halloween anymore. None of it. And it didn't happen overnight. It was years. Okay? So you think about that as you go about your weekend and you go about your day tomorrow. Is what you're doing a collaboration that you're trying to create to make evil come over to good and to make good come over to evil? Okay? Till next time.